Good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Why Wednesday, where I try to share a little bit about cognitive development and whether that would be a good intervention for you or someone you love. I'm switching it up this week, of course, as is everyone, to give you some ideas for home. Uh, your kids are home more, so I want to give you some ideas of things you can do at home to help your kids kind of keep up with the learning. And the first thing I want to say to you is relax. I was a fifth grade teacher, then I was a reading interventionist, and then I was a first grade teacher. So I have a lot of things up my sleeve that can help with younger learners. But the first thing I want you to know is just relax. Everybody's under kind of some stress right now. If educating your children at home is causing more stress, just relax. I at one point as a classroom teacher, I kind of kept track of all the things that were pulling me away from teaching. And basically, when you took out specials and recess and getting ready for recess and getting unready for recess and taking them to lunch and the restroom breaks and all of that minutia that goes along with having children in your classroom, um, the the kids got small group reading probably for about 20 minutes a day. I did large group reading, which was more skills and more skills work. But as far as teaching a small group of children at their level, at their instructional level, that happened about 15 to 20 minutes a day. Um, then after lunch, I did some read alouds to them. That was about 15 minutes. I always wanted it to be longer, but time constraints, that's about all I could get in. 15 to 20 minutes. And then later we did some math, and I did try to do about 45 minutes, but again, that incorporated a small group setting some of that time so that I could develop in a small group wherever the child was, wherever their peers were in a small group setting. So I'd give a large group lesson, and then I would try to pull kids for a more individualized lesson as I could. So if you can get a little bit of reading in every day and a little bit of math in every day, you're doing great. Um, I would I would encourage you to do 15 to 20 minutes a day of some kind of skills work. Maybe they're learning the short A sound, so have them try to find as many things in your house that have the short A sound, lamp, mat, those kinds of things. You can even label them and put them up on the next to the lamp, put them on the mat. Have them help you label things with that sound. That should incorporate some of them reading and a book on their level. If you can't find a book on that level, share the page. You read most of the page, have them read a sentence that they can read, or you read a page, they read a page. I have a little nephew that is in first or second grade, I believe. I can't remember exactly. But he is loving this because his parents have set him up on FaceTiming with some older kids in the neighborhood. They can't get together, but they can get together FaceTime. And the older kids are taking responsibility for reading to the younger reader. And then they switch, and the younger reader reads a book they can read to the older kids, and he does that 2 or 3 times a day. You can have your child read to grandparents and a neighbor, an older buddy that you find. We all are doing Facebook now and Instagram. Find somebody that you can buddy them up with a time or two a day. Um, and as far as the math, there are so many things you can do. You can do number of the day. So today is March 23rd. How many different ways can you make 23? Um, develop time concepts. I used to have some index cards on hand, and each one had a little chore, or not a chore, but a little time, like walk to the office. And then maybe the next one said tie your shoes. And maybe the next one said write your address. And then I would pull two cards and say, okay, Johnny, which do you think is going to take you longer, walking to the office or writing down your address? And then you challenge them to do that and see which one takes them longer. If I were at home with my children, my kids are grown and gone now, but if I were home with my kids, I would make up as many chores as I could do, as I could think of, and then challenge them. Okay, time to pull two cards. Which do you think is going to take you longer? Make your bed or pick up the Legos. Don't overwhelm them with like pick up the toy room, but pick up one thing in the toy room. As far as math, number chart. Get a number chart, 0 through 10, 10 through 20, 20 through 30. Have them look at it and challenge them to, if they need to, you might have older learners that don't need to. Have them count by tens, but start with 3. So they're saying 3, 13, 23, 33, 43. Have them count backwards from 93. And I always said, okay, now let's take away a group of 10. 93, 83. Another group of 10 is 73. So you're cementing that group of 10. When they get that figured out, they either know it now or it needs to be reinforced. If it needs to be reinforced, it can take several times, like several weeks or even a month or two. But when they get the idea that 23 plus a group of 10 is 33, then you can say, well, then what's 23 plus 11? Because that's just a group of 10 and one more. Or 23 plus 9, because that's 23 plus a group of not quite 10, it's one less than 10. So you can start working those kinds of concepts in. I also want to let you know you can reach out to me, 515-523-0980. I am trying to figure out how to incorporate some online training using Zoom and to deliver some cognitive development training. And I can do that with kids probably first grade on up. Like on up to 94. So get in touch with me and we can talk about that. I can assess over the internet. I can consult with you over the internet. I can help support you as you reach out to me. So again, give me a call, 515-523-0980. You can be asked to put on an email group. I do send out some activities from time to time about things you can do at home. Also, check out my Facebook page, Metro Learning Solutions, because people have put lots of good resources on the internet, and I have just amassed them on my page. I haven't evaluated them for whether or not they're really good resources. I'll leave that up to you, but at least that is one spot where you might have some other ideas. Thanks. Don't hesitate to get in touch and just relax.